Good Monday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversation W News. Glad you all could be with us. Well, it's a brand new day. It's a brand new week. For me, it's a brand new opportunity. We did something amazing, and it all begins today. It also is Small Business Week, so you'll see me promoting small businesses here on our social media. We also, of course, will be saying goodbye to April this week, if you can believe that, and welcoming in May, so definitely looking forward to that. But of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Monday. Have a message from my book, Worry That Choose to Live By. And in today's news you can use, I spoke with superstar Chef Michael Symon last week on Conversations Live, the radio show, about how Ecolab is helping to spread the importance of cleanliness when it comes to restaurants, hotels, and businesses. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Dirty News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In national news, baby among 5 people killed as a swarm of tornadoes hits the homeland, says ABC News. At least 5 deaths, including one of a 4-month-old child in Oklahoma, were confirmed on Sunday from a severe storm that swept through the heartland, spawning multiple tornadoes across 4 states, including a powerful pair of twisters that touched down in Nebraska, officials said. Emergency officials in Hughes County, Oklahoma, said the baby was one of 4 people killed in storms that struck Holdenville. 1 person died from storm-related injuries at a sports bar in Sulphur that was hit by a tornado. At least 30 people were injured in Sulphur, including 20 who were at a sports bar, according to officials. The Oklahoma governor confirmed Sunday afternoon that at least 4 people were killed in the storms that slammed his state. 1 person was reported dead in Marietta, Oklahoma, and 2 people were killed in Ada, Oklahoma. A state of emergency was declared in 12 Oklahoma counties, authorities said. A man who was injured and hospitalized when a tornado hit Minden, Iowa on Friday has also died, his family confirmed Sunday to Omaha, Nebraska ABC affiliate KETV. A tornado tore through Minden around 6 p.m. on Friday, destroying 40 to 50 homes, or about half the town. The Iowa governor toured the devastated town on Sunday and activated emergency policies. Sunday marked the 3rd day of the severe weather outbreak across the heartland states. More than 22 million people are under a threat of violent storms in Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, and Illinois. A search for victims and an assessment of damage was launched Saturday night after storms passed through the areas. An ABC News crew in Sulphur on Sunday observed several damaged businesses, including one with a collapsed roof and others with broken windows. Several cars were seen flipped over in the downtown area. In more national news, college protesters want amnesty at stake, tuition, legal charges, grades, and graduation, says the Associated Press. Students were being suspended after their arrest at the Gaza Solidarity encampment, a tactic colleges across the country have deployed to calm growing campus protests against the Israel-Hamas war. The students' plight has become a central part of protests, with students and a growing number of faculty demanding their amnesty. At issue is whether the universities and law enforcement will clear the charges and withhold other consequences, or whether the suspensions and legal records will follow students into their adult lives. Terms of the suspensions vary from campus to campus. At Columbia and its affiliated Barnard College for Women, dozens more were arrested April the 18th and promptly barred from campus and classes, unable to attend in person or virtually, and banned from dining halls. Questions about their academic futures remain. Will they be allowed to take final exams? What about financial aid? Graduation. What started at Columbia has turned into a nationwide showdown between students and administrators over anti-war protests and the limits of free speech. In the past 10 days, hundreds of students have been arrested, suspended, put on probation, and in rare cases expelled from colleges, including Yale University, the University of Southern California, Vanderbilt University, and the University of Minnesota. In more national news, once dominant at CBS News before a bitter departure, Dan Rather makes his first return in 18 years, says the Associated Press. Dan Rather returned to the CBS News airwaves for the first time since his bitter exit 18 years ago, appearing in a reflective interview on CBS Sunday Morning, days before the debut of a Netflix documentary on the 92-year-old newsman's life. After 44 years at the network, 24th anchor of the CBS Evening News, Rather left under a cloud following a botched investigation into then-President George W. Bush's military record. Rather signed off as anchor for the last time on March 9, 2005, and exited the network when his contract ended 15 months later. With continued enmity between him and since-disposed CBS chief Leslie Moonves, Rather essentially became a non-person at the news division he dominated for decades. Without apology or explanation, I miss CBS, rather told the correspondent in the interview that aired Sunday. I've missed it since the day I left, he said. Rather escaped official blame for the report that questioned Bush's Vietnam War-era National Guard service, but as the anchor who introduced it was identified with it. And finally, in entertainment news, Zendaya tennis movie Challenger scores at weekend box office as the Associated Press. The sexy tennis drama Challengers won the box office over the weekend with $15 million in ticket sales, according to studio estimates on Sunday. That made the top 5 movies over the weekend. Number 1, Challengers with $15 million. Number 2, Unsung Hero with $8 million. Number 3, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire with $7 million. Number 4, Civil War with $7 million. And number 5, Abigail with $5 million. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Monday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. As a prized creation, you are meant to fly to your highest potential. This is impossible if you are weighed down with the tar and debris of your past and of your surroundings. Today, shake yourself free of all that means you no good. Spread your wings and soar. Have a great Monday. We are part of my conversation coming up with Chef Michael Symon in today's News You Can Use. Stay with us, you're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your News You Can Use. Chef Michael Symon joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the importance of scientific clean for restaurants, hotels, and businesses. It's a bit of our conversation. But Chef Symon, thank you so much for the time. Really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Cyrus. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. And this is such an important topic because, as I mentioned, of course, we know that we all like to go out and about. But, of course, being safe and clean are so important. So what does cleanliness do for restaurants, hotels, and other public spaces, Chef?
But, I think for me, like whether I'm at home or in one of my restaurants or we're doing a show on the Food Network, it's the number one priority always has to be cleanliness. It's why I partnered up with Ecolab and the Ecolab Science Certified program is to continue to make things cleaner and safer. That way, when the guest comes to the restaurant, they can enjoy their experience at the restaurant without worrying about it being cleanly.
Love that. And I have to say, Chef, when I was in another life, when I was the general manager of a hotel, I know Ecolab was a big part of our campaign, of course, to make sure that we're staying clean. But why is this level of clean so important for business owners?
Well, I think that the program addresses that. Like, guests always have high expectations for cleaning. So that we're taking the time to make sure that things are disinfected, food safety, and it helps partners streamline operations, so it builds up that guest loyalty for the business. And we want to make sure that our consumers are safe, and we also want them to be loyal customers. So I think it helps bridge that gap.
Such a great point. So I think, for our audience out there, some of them are small businesses. We're getting ready to go into Small Business Week and Small Business Month next month. Chef, what are some of the components of the program that you can tell us about?
With the program, you get a few key elements that I think are essential for business owners. You get those innovative products, which are great. The in-depth training, which for us has been incredibly instrumental, and all that breakthrough technology. It helps streamline operations from the back of the house to the front of the house. And it really gives you that consistent performance that you're looking for.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'll be back with us on tomorrow with more news, a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course, your entertainment spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversation Daily News today. Let us go make today amazing. Take care.